What I recommend is don't mess with the channel Monograph, just because he's actually in a position where he can have people mess with you. So, word to the wise. All right, we got 3 minutes. Let's go out to Miami. I think it's Jonathan. Jonathan, how are you?
Hey, I'm in Tallahassee.
Hey, man. Your phone says Miami.
Hey, Jack. Oh, yeah. It's a 305 number. I like what your last caller was talking about.
Yeah?
You know, because most people who listen to shows, to talk shows, they never call in. They just listen.
Right.
So that's deep, you know, because I like to hear informed callers, you know, who've been listening for a long time, and then when they call in, they had good feedback. You
right.
know? Yep. So I don't know. To me, everything's lining up for the Steelers now.
Yeah, the stuff with Pink and Justin Timberlake, it's a lot to overlook. There's a lot of things lining up with the Steelers. What's interesting is their game this weekend is against Jacksonville, and it's exactly 98 days after Jacksonville blew out the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And, of course, here we are in the 98th season of the NFL. Dan Rooney died 98 days before his birthday in the offseason, before this Steelers season. So for people who don't know, they just announced Pink as the woman to sing the national anthem. Her birthday is September 8th, 9/8. And they have made the announcement 243 days from her birthday, her upcoming birthday later this year. Pittsburgh Steelers in Gematria, using the alphabetic order, sums to 243. And if you flip the alphabetic order around, Pittsburgh Steelers also sums to 243 that way, both ways, forwards and backwards. Plus, the name Justin Timberlake equals 243. And we've been talking about how in history there was a bank robber, Jesse James, which is the name of the Steelers tight end. And in history, that bank robber was chased by Sheriff Timberlake. So, and that happened in Minnesota, where the Super Bowl is. Minnesota's the first Super Bowl the Steelers won in history was Super Bowl IX over Minnesota as well. So it's crazy. There's these riddles floating around, and when we find all these riddles, it can make it difficult to discern which is the right team. We're gonna have a lot of answers after this weekend. Oh, we're going to commercial. We'll talk about it more. We'll be right back, everybody. Sit tight, Jonathan. Back True Secrets, the midway point. Still got an hour and a half left. We got Jonathan on the line from Florida talking about rig sports, how a lot is lining up for the Steelers by the day. We're about to go back to Jonathan. I was just saying, here we are in the 98th season of the NFL. For another 98 riddle, the divisional round matchup, Steelers-Jaguars, is coming 98 days after they last played in the regular season. And that's no accident. That's the way the league is scripted. So let's go back out to Jonathan. What else are you looking at, man?
Well, Brownsville, which is a part of Miami, is where Antonio Brown is from. That equals 52 as well. So, you know, I've been saying Antonio Brown he's the best player in the NFL for the last 5 years. You know, obviously it's scripted, but when you double team him, you triple team him, even when you triple team him with the safety, he still burns all of that. So it's looking like You know, remember the NFL is all about a storyline. Just like Peyton, he goes out as a champion, even though he's a bum, but he still goes out as a champion at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Big Ben, he's it's likely like he goes out as a champion.
He's the rapist, though.
It's just like,
there was never a Peyton Manning rape story. So that's the thing. That's the thing I think about with Ben Roethlisberger. You know, he's one of these great players in the league, but he's kind of looked at as the villain.
Right. Which is why it wouldn't be surprising if the Patriots win it, which we've been talking about since the beginning of the season. I heard a few callers say there's a narrative for the Saints or there's a narrative for the Vikings, also for the Falcons. I hear that, but to me, there's nothing stronger than the AFC winning their 26th. To me, there's nothing stronger than that. So if it ain't the Steelers, it will be the Patriots. Either way, even if the Patriots don't make it this year, there are a lot for next year.
Yeah, I'm really saying that if the Patriots don't win it this year, they're winning number 6 in the same stadium Nick Saban just won number 6, and I see why they would do that. It really is. Did you see what I put out about Matt Ryan and the article written about how he's having twins around the time of the Super Bowl? You saw that?
But I saw that, but guess what? What I'm thinking, the best part of that video is when you said these people, they could be looking at us and throw stuff at us just to throw us off. You know, Matt Ryan, he's having twins in the Twin Cities, and then I put the comment on your blog saying Melvin Carter is the first black mayor from St. Paul, Minnesota. His name equals 59 in full reduction. And then right after that, I learned that they put in the first mayor in Montana right after that.
Right.
So, you know, and his name equals 59. You know, the number stamped on black people. So, you know, I don't know if they're throwing that Matt Ryan thing at us just to throw us off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
We're going to find out soon enough. We're going to find out here this weekend. So, and I just made that point with the what happened in college basketball. The college basketball game that was just played 2 days before the championship was Georgia and Alabama. Same teams in the championship football game. And everybody following my work and who's learning how to decode and how, you know, it's an ongoing narrative, everything they coded into that basketball game made it seem like Georgia would win the championship. And a lot of people on my blog were saying, based on history, it looks like Georgia's winning this thing. And I said, well, you know what? I mean, we got to think about it. Are they aware? I mean, we know they're aware that people are watching this and catching on. Are they trying to throw curveballs at us now? Because I said, still, there's a million different things that align for Alabama. 13 still the number. I said, I'm not coming off Alabama just because of this basketball game. But if I'm wrong about Alabama winning, then we should have paid attention to this basketball game. But, you know, lo and behold, everything in that basketball game pointed to Georgia, but Alabama won it. So we're going to find out if they've done the same thing with Matt Ryan and putting that article about him having twins around the Super Bowl in the Twin Cities because, you know, he wears the number 2. It would be the Falcons' second straight Super Bowl in a row. These types of things can muddy the waters, but
right. But
we're going to learn something.
Either way, we called it. So okay. The Falcons, they went to the Super Bowl last year, lost. And now the Bulldogs, they lost at home. You know, it's like
on a comeback,
a place where majority black people live. You know, are you really gonna? What I mean, majority black people live in Alabama too, though.
Right.
But still, they don't take Atlanta and Georgia serious like that. Look at the Hawks. I mean, you know, I remember one time Atlanta, they had a hockey team. And they got rid of them because, you know, nobody took, you know, I guess people don't take hockey serious in Atlanta or whatever. You know, the Braves, they only have one World Series, and I think that was 95.
Huh.
You know, so some cities they like to punk, like you said. Look at Cleveland. Like you're telling me in a scripted rigged league, this team they can't win one game all year long.
Right.
All year long they can't win one game. But a bum team like the Dolphins, they beat the Patriots every year. If you look at it, every year mostly for the most part, the Dolphins they always split with the Patriots. They always win at least one game. You know, but the Browns they can't win one game all year.
Right.
I mean, it's just more evidence of the script. You know, for example, Alabama, they won the college football championship. Now, every year Alabama wins it, LeBron wins an NBA title. So right now we should be looking at the Cavs as the favorite based off the evidence.
And I think there's enough evidence to say the Cavs are going to beat the Rockets this year. I'm confident to say that's going to be your NBA Finals at this point. Cavs over Rockets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then LeBron goes 4-5. And what does Miami equal? 45. Miami equals 45. LeBron goes 4-5. It's easy to see when you know Gematria. And listen, we're all, like you say, is that we're all in the same situation. So I looked at it, right? Like what we call our mom, our mother is old girl in Miami, right?
Right.
So old girl, I looked it up, right? Old girl equals 77. When you spell it the right way, old girl. Then when you spell it the hood way, OLGURL, it still equals 77. So, and you were talking about that same number earlier. 77 is a number of power. So, of course, you know what I'm saying? We want to make sure our old girl is straight. So that's why I feel you when you say, look, I want to make sure my old girl is straight. She don't like me doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel you on that because even though my old girl has my support, my baby mama doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody doesn't have the lenses to see as much as we try to help them try to see, you know?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Yep. So I just wanted to call in and politic a little bit. It's all we should be paying attention to what's really important. You know, like we need to end the Fed. The IRS. You know, it's just like Chad said, all these taxes. We got like 20-something taxes, income tax and road tax and whatever other tax.
On everything. There's pretty much a tax on everything.
Yeah, that's the first thing we need to do. Why does it have to be all these taxes? You know, stop taking our money, you know, and I understand what you have to do, Zach. You have to go back and make money because we all live in the same world. But at the same time, you know what? There's part-time jobs out there, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about the money no more. I'm willing to take a part-time job just to pay less taxes.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And as crazy as it sounds, I've been minimizing my salary for a long time for that exact thing because I realize, I mean, the more money you're making, the more money you're giving to this tyrannical government paying for the military machine. So,
yeah, and my old girl told me that. And you know what? When you're in that copy that you made of your book, Letters and Numbers, I'm about to print it out and put it on every pole here in Tallahassee, all throughout Florida, from Tallahassee to Miami. We'll put it on every pole. It poles in Georgia, poles in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Because that's good that you put the cover of your book so that way I can make a copy and put it on and just spread it everywhere. And don't worry about the book selling, bro, because, listen, I don't care, man. I'll buy enough copies so we could keep this movement going. I'm serious. So we could keep this movement going because Listen, I don't care about the money. Listen, the money is their game. The money is their game. We're not in their game. We're on another level now. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get free. We're trying to get free. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the mentality that they have. You know what I'm saying? We have, our mentality comes from somewhere else, you know? We don't have that satanic mentality where it's just me, 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 me. You know what I'm saying? We have a God mind, you know? That's why they say, you know how they say, what's up, God? You know what I'm saying? Because really, we're all gods. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? These people are just trying to play gods.
Right.
These people
and they want people to put the power outside of themselves. They want everybody to give up all the power they got. Give it up to government. Give it up to a middleman between you and God. I agree, man. Absolutely. They want a bunch of people feeling powerless. So.
But every individual has plenty of power.
Right. Plenty. Gotta restore the power. Better restore the power. Jonathan, man, I really appreciate the support. You got to a point that I'm saving for later in the show about those two mayors in Minnesota and Montana and how that factors into the next election, the 59th presidential election, and why I think it is a lock for Oprah in 2020. There was a big clue about that in the cartoon The Boondocks, which I'm still saving. Those things are up ahead. There's a really long line tonight. A lot of people are calling in, Jonathan, so I got to keep this thing moving. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to everybody. But I always appreciate you, man, and all the support. And I'm hoping the book does sell well so you don't have to invest too much to keep me going, man. I don't want anybody to have to do that. I want it to be, you know, we need people out here to support us. It can't just be a small group of us. We need numbers, but I really appreciate that you're printing that thing out and putting it all over polls. For people who don't know what Jonathan's talking about, I put up the cover of my book and I said, if anybody wants to save this image and put it anywhere, just put it on display and let people know that this book's going to be out there, I would appreciate it. You know, that's like some guerrilla level marketing.
Yes, sir.
So.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, man. Well,
yep,
I always appreciate you and tell your uncle I said hi and you have a good night, man. You got my number. You can call me anytime.
All right. Thank you. I keep listening.
All right. Take care, Jonathan. All right. It's a long line, True Seeker. You be patient. I'm going to get to your call. We're going out to New York first. New York.